Okay, good morning, students. Now we are going to focus on some of the parts from the timber. In last lecture, we gone through the properties of the timber, some of the uses of the timber. So some of the properties which has been not discussed in the last lecture, these are seasoning of the timber and what are the effects. Okay, so here we can see the structure of the timber. Here it is a cross section in which the middle part is called as a pith. This is the heartwood, then bark, then cambium layer. So these are the cambium layer. This is the inner bark. Then next that is a medullary rays. So these strips are called as a medullary rays. Then outer bark and sapwood. So pith is the innermost central portion, which is also called as a medulla. Okay. Then the portion of the pith surrounded by the inner annular ring is called as an heartwood, which is also termed as a dead portion. Then the outer annular ring between the heartwood and the cambium layer is called as a sapwood. Then the thin radial fibers extending from pith to the cambium layer is called as a medullary rays. So all these are the portion or the structure of the timber. Then we discussed the properties of the good timber. That is the first color. It should be uniform throughout. Then the odor, it should be pleasant when cut freshly. Then soundness, a clear ringing sound when it is stuck indicates the timber is in good form. Then texture, the texture of the good timber is a fine and even. Then grains, the mostly the strength of the timber is depends on the grain size distribution. So grains in a good timber, the grains are closely packed. The density, higher the density, stronger is the timber. That depends on the grains only. Okay, if it is packed and in a good shape and size, then it will give the good density. Then hardness, same. The harder timber are strong and durable. Wrapping, this good timber do not wrap under the changing in environment and also on the loading condition. So it should not be wrapped under the loading condition and under a environment effect. Toughness, timber should be tough enough and should capable to resist the shock or the loads. Then abrasion, good timbers are do not deteriorate due to the wear and tear action. Then strength, timber should have a good enough strength under a bending, shear and direct compaction. Then or the compression. Then modulus of elasticity, timber with the higher modulus of elasticity are performed in a construction, so it can be molded easily. So these are the some of the properties of the good timber. So these are the requirement of timbers as we discussed earlier. Then these are the types of timber in which natural and industrial, which have been discussed in previous session. Now seasoning of timber. So some of these properties are fire resistance. Then it should have good fire resistance. It should be permeable, so it should have a low permeability. Okay, so it will not uh, absorb water or transfers the water. Then workability, timber should be easily workable. It should not be clog the saw. Then durability, as we discussed earlier, and defects, as we are going to discuss in this session. What is the seasoning of the timber? This is the most important parameter from the timber, and mostly the question will be asked on this topic only. What is the seasoning of timber? What are the effects? So first, seasoning is the process by which moisture content in freshly cut tree is reduced to a suitable level. By doing so, the durability of the timber is increased. Okay, so as we know that whenever we cut the timber or the initiation, then the moisture content will be decreased radially. So that decrease or that reduced in the moisture content of freshly cut tree at a suitable level. By doing so, the durability of the timber is increased. The various methods of seasoning are first natural seasoning and artificial seasoning. The purpose of seasoning of timber is to reduce the shrinkage and wrapping Then to increase the strain, durability and workability, to reduce its tendency to split and decay, to make the suitable for painting, to reduce its weight. So what is a natural seasoning? First of all, it may be air seasoning or the water seasoning. Air seasoning is carried out in a shed with a platform on about 300 high platform. Timber blocks are stacked as shown in the figure. You can see this one. In the natural seasoning, the cutted tree or the timbers has been placed or the stacked like a cement bags. Okay, there is a blocks between them, in between them. Okay, so they can easily draw it out. Okay, or we can say it can be easily dried out. So care is taken to see that there is a proper air circulation around each timber bark. Then over a period in a natural process, the moisture content reduces. A well seasoned timber contains only 15% of moisture. This is slow but a good process of seasoning. So naturally they are going to be a dried. Okay, so the stacking is done in shown in figure. Okay, there should be a gap between two timber stack. Then artificial seasoning. In this method, the timber is seasoned in a chamber with a regular heat, controlled humidity, and proper air circulation. So in artificial seasoning, the hot air or the steamed air has been passed through the timbers, and their humidity, or we can say the moisture content, can be controlled or the reduced. Seasoning can be completed in 4 to 5 days only. The different methods of seasonings are boiling, kiln seasoning, then chemical seasoning, and the electrical seasoning. So these are the processes to dry out the timber or to reduce the moisture content. So in boiling, in this method, the timber is immersed in the water, and then water is boiled for 3 to 4 hours, then it is dried slowly. So it is just like a steam seasoning. Okay, the hot air or hot steams has been passed throughout the timber areas where it is stacked, and then for 3 after 3 to 4 hours, due to the hot air, okay, the moisture content will be reduced. Then kiln seasoning, in which the kiln or the artificial chamber is used. It is placed, then timber is placed inside the chamber. Then the fully saturated air, or it is just like a temperature or steam air, having a temperature up to 35 to 38 degrees Celsius, is forced in the kiln. The heat is gradually reaches inside the timber, then relatively humidity or the moisture will be reduced. Same in chemical seasoning. In this method, the timber is immersed in the solution of suitable salt, then the timber is dried in the kiln. The preliminary treatment by chemical seasoning ensures the uniform seasoning of the outer and the inner parts of the timber. Then electrical seasoning. In this method, the high frequency alternate electric current is passed through the timber. The resistance to the electric current is low when the moisture content in the timber is high. As the moisture content reduces, the resistance reduces. So in all these four methods, only in electrical seasoning, the electricity is passed through the timber. Okay, due to the moisture content in timber, the temperature increases. Okay, and due to the increase in temperature, the moisture content will be reduced automatic. Then preservation of the timber, how it is preserved. First, the preservation of timber means protecting the timber from fungi or the insects. Okay, so for protecting the timber from weathering and from fungi or insect attack, some of the following methods has been carried out. First, this is done by sorry by applying the preservatives like tar, paints, chemical salt, then cresset oil, and the ASCD. So first, tar. Hot coal tar is applied over the timber with the brush. This coating of the tar protect the timber from the fungi attack or the insect attack. Then paints. Similarly, we know that some of the turpentines or the paints has been utilized to protect the wood or the timber from insects or the from chemical attack or from the protecting the timber from the fungi. So some of the chemical salts or the uh, creosote creosote oil may be applied over the timber. So the next part, that is defects in the timber, that is the most important parameter. What are the different types of defects? This question will be asked in the question paper for 4 to 8 marks. So what are the defects in timber? So there are different types of defects in the timber. First, due to the natural forces. Second, due to the defective seasoning and the conversions. Then third, due to the attack by fungi or the insects. So first type, defects due to the natural forces. There are some natural forces due to which the timber get defects in it. So first, that is knots, second shakes, then third wind cracks, and last, that is upsets. So let me discuss first, that is knots. When a tree grows, many of its branches fall and stumps of these branches in the trunk is covered. In the saw pieces of the timber, the stumps of fallen branches appears as a knots. Knots are the dark and hard pieces. The joints are distorted in this portion. So we will discuss by showing the figure. So these are the knots. Okay. So whenever branches are fall down, okay, at that time this portion will get knots. Okay, because some cells presents are there will get hardened one. So that's one. It is just like our body. Okay, whenever we get any cuts, okay, that part will get clotted because cells are get clotted. It is just like that one. Okay, whenever some branches or any stem will be fallen down, okay, that cell will be get clotted or get knot like structure, that is called as knots. Okay, then shakes. The shakes are the cracks in the timber which appear due to the excessive heat, the frost, or twisting due to the wind during the growth of the trees. Okay, so these are the cracks formed due to the uh, heavy wind action, or due to the twisting, due to the turning, okay, due to the compaction. Okay, so these cracks are developed in the trees depending upon the shapes and position. The shakes can be classified as a star shakes, then cup shakes, ring shakes, heart shakes. Okay, so these are the different types of the shakes. Okay, depends upon the wind velocity, depends upon the turning and twisting. Okay, these shapes are occurred and due to which these types are developed. Then wind cracks. These are the cracks on the outside of the log due to the shrinkage of exterior surfaces. So if the water content from the exterior surfaces get uh, reduced or due to the excessive evaporation, okay, sometimes the exterior part or the outside part of the log will get shrink. Okay, and that will be appear like wind cracks. So these are the wind cracks. Then upsets. So the typical upset in the timber, these types of defect is due to the excessive compression in the free tree when it was in a young stage. Okay, if it is get compressed due to the any external pressure, okay, then some of the cracks are developed. These are called as upsets. Then defect due to the defective seasoning and the conversions. If the seasoning is not in uniform, the converted timber may wrap and twist in the various direction. Okay, sometimes honeycombing and the even cracks are appear. This type of defects are more susceptible in case of kiln seasoning. Okay, so in early stages, if timber get converted, maybe getting a cracks or the twist in various directions. Okay, so due to these wraps and the twisting in various direction, okay, some honeycombing like structures has developed. This is called as a defects due to the seasoning and conversion. Then defect due to the fungi and insect attack. Due to the fungal these fungals are the minute microscopic plant organisms. They grow in a wood if the moisture content is more. Okay, if it is more than 20 degrees Celsius and exposed to the air, then fungal attack will be developed in the trees. Due to the fungal attack, the rotting of wood take place and wood becomes weak and